It can be a party even and shared with the right people. Please prepare to be further edified again with our second speech from Barb.
Well, I hope to edify you all on the joys of rafting and inner tubing on scenic rivers as part of my topic tonight. Whether rafting on the Chihuahua or tubing down the Yakima, we were in a party mood when we cruised down those rivers on two sometimes, because life can be a party sometimes, topic of my speech, on two sometimes. And we had a lot of fun doing this. Picture a perfect, warm, sunny afternoon cruising down the river with family and friends. Laughter fills the air, and fun is the goal of the day, and life is a party when you're with people that you enjoy to be with and who share the same goals. When Bobby had matriculated, I read that article in the last Postmaster magazine by using different words. So I didn't say enrolled, I said matriculated in the Central Washington University. She called her dad and me up and asked if we'd like to go tubing on the Yakima River in a poker race. Well, since we like to be involved in her activities, we rounded up a huge truck-sized inner tube tire inner tube, and signed on for the race. I should have sensed trouble when Stan told them I was the captain and he was the first mate. Because the captain had to chug a lug a schooner of beer at every stop in order to get a poker card and continue down the river. This was not the first trouble we encountered, because at the beginning of, beer quaffing is not my usual thing, so I had great trouble getting that job done. The first encounter with trouble we've had was at the beginning of a race when we capsized and Stan lost his cigarettes. Later, in trying to steer away from a bank, down like McGinty, we went to the bottom of the sea, or river. Stan lost his prescription sunglasses, and I came up grabbing one of my glasses for dear life, because we'd run into some brush that made us capsize. Luckily for my sobriety, and due to our poor navigational abilities, we didn't get much of a poker hand as we continued down the river. When Randy was headed, our son Randy was headed for Vietnam, we loaded up our tubes and a round igloo cooler, and our family gathered on the shores of the Yakima for another tubing party. The igloo cooler was integral to my husband's and my younger brother Paul's enjoyment for the day, because it was roped to both of them. Remember, it's round. It was roped to both of them, and it was within easy reach when they wanted to grab another beer as they floated down the river. The major mishap of the day happened when Bobby and her dad overshot the landing, wound up in mosquito-infested brush. Bobby came forth looking like one giant bite, while Stan escaped unscathed. This day was very memorable because of all these little incidents. Fueled by laughter and favorite picnic fare, we found out that life is a party when you share it with family and friends and have a great deal of fun doing this. Well, fast forward 20 years. Now we're on the Chilliwack River, another scenic river that above Winthrop. While rafting on the Chilliwack, when we were camping with the Waterville Wrangler group, rafting seemed to be the key ingredient for a fun-filled day. The name of the Waterville Wranglers derives from years past when they used horses instead of RVs for transportation. Responding to an onslaught of nagging from Rebecca and Rachel, Bobby's two daughters, and a friend, I boarded a raft for the cruise down the river. The raft was leaky, rode low in the water. I spent most of the journey bailing. My friend steered. Midway down the current, we bumped into a log that was spanning most of the river. And Joanne was ejected, wearing the only life jacket, by the way, down the stream a long ways, while I stayed in the raft, nestled against the log, waiting to be rescued. One fellow, the current was so strong that one fellow who tried retreated. He couldn't come to our rescue. I sat there wishing for a camera because it was really a Kodak moment, and thinking, oh my, if we have to be rescued by helicopter, how humiliating. I can see the headlines: 2 elderly women rescued from drowning. As we were barely in our 60s, I resented the label elderly. 20 years later, I still resent the label elderly. In case I'm not done yet, turn that off. Then a fellow who was as brawny as a linebacker fought the current, piggybacked Joanne from the river back up to the raft, and brought us safely to shore. Did I mention that the river was shallow? The raft bumped against all the rocks on the river bottom on the way down, and I wound up with black and blue bruises on every part of my body I sit on. So, of course, that's supposed to be my conclusion, sorry.